Okay. We are going to be taking notes on independent and dependent variables. If you are absent, you can just write this in your notebook. First square on the left. Then changing the independent variable. So first we're going to talk about how when you change that independent variable. And the independent variable is the variable that the scientist changes. So when they change that independent variable, when you or they or whoever changes that independent variable in an experiment, it causes change in the dependent variable. So another way to say this, instead of changing the independent variable causes change in the dependent variable, another way to say this is the dependent variable depends on independent. The dependent variable depends on the independent. Now in the tables and on the graphs, x is always the independent variable. And remember that independent variable, this is the variable being changed. So you want to make sure you are writing all this information for your notes. There we go. The independent variable is known as the variable being changed. So when you're looking at your experiment, you're trying to think about which one is the scientist changing, or which variable is being changed in the table or on the graph or in the paragraph, or what are you changing? Then y, as far as the y-axis or the y section of the table, that would be the dependent variable. Dependent variable is going to be the variable being measured. This is usually the easiest one to find when you look at this stuff. Okay, so independent variable, some examples of independent variable. Some examples of independent variable are going to be time. And it could be any kind of time, like seconds, minutes, hours, days, years, and so forth. You get it. And that's just an example of it. It's not always time, but there can be different things used in an experiment. But if time is present, it's almost always going to be an independent variable, 99% of the time. Then why is the dependent variable? It depends on the independent. So, and because it's something being measured, some examples of this are when you have inches, or centimeters, or money. Money is also a pretty good example. So X, when you look at tables and you look at data, I'm going to kind of make a little comment bubble out here. X, that independent variable, is the input. It's what you are putting in. So it's known as that input. Then I'm going to make another little kind kind of comment bubble and do these on your notes as well, once you have a little bit of space. If X is the input, then Y is the output. It's what you're getting out of it. Right. And then, so to wrap this up, what you put in, that input, if you will. So what you put in could be the input, affects what you get out. So what you put in, the input, affects what you get out, which would also be known as the output. So here's just some different terms, different ways of seeing this. Got our thought bubbles over here that kind of lead into this statement up here. So there's just all kinds of information that you can use towards these independent GPA variables. Now this is going to start our next unit, our unit 4. So you can just put these right here on your notebook, in your notebook. Unit 4 experiments. Glue that in there, not too much glue. All right. Excellent. Very good.